There we are. We're live. Not going to be live for long tonight. I don't have a whole lot of content for you. That's down there. So yeah, we got the 288. I'm going to be waiting on parts for weeks on this thing. So I don't know exactly what we're going to do for that amount of time, but whatever. Let me bring you up here. That way we can see what you guys are saying. Whole lot more fun to join us live than to watch videos after the fact. You know, just saying. Weeks, yeah, weeks. Hey, Larry. Hey, Andy. Of course, YouTube is taking its sweet time on here on my other phone. 5 people on. Okay, let's see. Who's here? Dan Price. And Eric Nelson. Very good. How'd the muffler turn out? Pretty good. How you feeling, Larry? Everything good? So, yeah, let's see. Here's the muffler. So, yeah, I covered the initial opening with that, and then this is a red 97 deflector. I don't know how it's going to fit. My welding's a little lumpy, but could be worse. So I'll grind on that a little bit just to, even it out a little bit. But that wasn't what I did yesterday. What I did yesterday was this. You guys can, I don't know if you can see how shiny that is. Yeah. That shines. Look at that. Yeah, I know you guys are the walking wounded, you two. Tired of sitting around. I hear you. So I did this yesterday on the Bridgeport. Took off 21 thousandths on the deck here, and this actually it really most of the time when I'm trying to get this on the Bridgeport, I have the indicator on it and I'm moving the table around, and it takes a bit to get it centered. This centered up in like 5 minutes. Just tapped it, and suddenly I'm plus or minus a thousandth of an inch from here to here if you walk the indicator around. What parts? A lot of them. Intake bolts, a new boot, screws for the oiler, this, that, the other thing. I don't know. A bunch of little stuff, So anyway, this whole thing I think turned out really, really well. Let me turn on the vacuum, and I'm just going to remove all this stuff here. So with regard to the parts, I've ordered all this stuff from eReplacement Parts, and a lot of it they have in stock, but the stuff that they have that's on back order, it won't ship. It basically is 5 to 10 business days before they get it in stock. Yeah, so Larry, this is called the Red 97 deflector, and Red 97 is a user. That's his avatar on OPE forum. So go to OPE forum and search for RED 97, and they're really inexpensive. He stamps these out. They're really only a few bucks a piece. I don't know exactly how much what he's charging now, but it's real reasonable. But he's made like stamping dies, and so he just literally goes and stamps these out by like the 100, and they come out pretty good. And then I'm sure you can braze these on. I MIG weld them just because it's easier for me, but whatever. Put a good opening in there too, you know. I just hope that this is going to fit with the flag here. I don't know. Tree Monkey does the MIG welding too. I like the MIG welding. You know, you can braze them on, but for me, it wasn't. I actually got lucky when I did this. I got insanely lucky. I found the right setting nearly instantly. It just perfect, and it didn't pop through or anything like that. He makes it. Yeah, I think Mastermind does the same thing. So if there are any additional pieces or whatever, I just go in here and pull them right out with a Q-tip. Obviously, the less that's in here, the better, you know. That's fine. Your chat isn't updating? Welcome, William. How are you? 10 people here. Who showed up? Who else is here? I wasn't planning on being on for long. There's really not a whole lot I can do tonight. I'd love to get the head on, but I don't think there's much point. I'd like to actually have the carburetor on first before I put the head down. I guess one thing we could do is check and make sure there's no rock here. There's a rock. Something's interfering. I see a mark right there. So I may have to adjust the head a little bit. You know, with the gasket on it, probably won't rock at all, but still. Interesting. Anyway, yeah, there's not a whole lot of point in me putting the head down. There's nothing to do there, at least not right now. What one thing would be a good idea, but I don't know. I'm going to do that now. Would be useful if I found the ring, wouldn't it? Where's the new ring? Where'd that go? Lord knows. So what I want to do eventually here is take the ring and stick it in the head and make sure the transfer ports are nice and even. They probably are, but this is not it. This is an old ring. I don't think that's a 394 ring. That probably won't fit. Yeah, it's around here somewhere. Great. Maybe I threw it back in the parts bin. Lovely. Bucking, he was having trouble with chat too. Maybe YouTube's being slow tonight. I don't know. So yeah, so I don't have a whole lot for you guys tonight. I just wanted to show you what I did with the 288 here. And right now I'm kind of in limbo with parts. I'm just hoping the darn ring didn't go boing and end up in Never Never Land here. I'll find it. It'll show up. It had fresh marks on it, so it'll show up. Hey, Ed. Not much going tonight. I just wanted to come on and say hi and tell you guys that I haven't jumped off the planet here, but I'm literally in limbo waiting for all these parts, which sucks, but it's the way it is. What I did think of doing for my next project. The comments don't pop up. Yeah, sorry. I don't know what's going on. But what I thought of doing for my next project is I have another 372 that I had ported by somebody else, and I was thinking of, there's an issue with the crankcase, and I was thinking, you know what, I should just put that together with a fresh set of crankcases. So that may be a project we get into one of these days, and I think that would be kind of fun. Just to redo that and make it fresh. Did Dave Shively come on? Did he show up yet? Chat window's okay, Andy? So my cousin Andy's on. By the way, Andy, Mark says hi. We have a special guest here tonight who is hanging out in the shadows.
Live studio audience.
I literally have a live studio audience. In addition to the rest of the audience that we have. Man, now I really want to find that stupid ring. That's bothering me. It's gonna bother me. I know. I bet I put it somewhere really safe. You know. Fantastic. Matt. Andy says hi.
Hey, Andy.
Just making sure it didn't fall down or something like that. Why would it have done that? What would have done that? What put it over here? Would have put it somewhere that I could get at it easy, you know? It's not here. Maybe I'm checking my box over here. Yeah, I threw it over. Back there. Oh look. Didn't find the ring, but I found Kleenex. This looks good. Did I put it in this box? Yep, it's here. So let's do one thing tonight. Just one thing. I found the ring. Here it is. Just gonna have to use a caber. I know. Oh, horror of horrors. One thing. We're gonna do one thing. K-O-B-B is what it says. I don't know why it says that, but whatever. Okay. Put the ring in here. Dan F. Hey, Matt. It's the one day of summer in Duluth. Okay. Ryan Miller. Ryan, I have a box of parts for you, buddy. I think they're out in, no, they're not out in the shed. Ryan Miller. Some of your your 200T stuff, buddy. Just old stuff. The old carburetor, old muffler. Yeah, type of crap. You want it? You want me to still save it for you? Or can we throw it out? Somehow I forgot to give it. I can hang on to it. Okay, I'll hang on to it. You want me to hang on to it for you, or you want me to put it in my parts bin? I've been hanging on to it for you. If you want me to toss it in my parts bin, I'll toss it in my parts bin or throw it out. Obviously, you don't need it that badly. How's your dad and how's Brett? You guys hanging out? Everything good? Alright, so what I'm doing is I've got the ring in here. And I'm taking the piston and I'm pushing the piston down. So you want to make sure the ring goes down evenly. All I'm doing is checking and making sure that the ring is going to go past the transfers. And when it goes past the transfers, they open on both sides as evenly as possible. They look pretty darn even. Okay. Put that over there. Let's see if we can look at this. There. So you can see the ring is right there on the transfer. And all you're doing is using it as a comparative. You're not using it as an absolute for timing. You can, but not right this second because I don't have the timing wheel on it. And I wasn't intending on timing this necessarily. So the way they have this, let's get my flashlight so I can look at it. So they actually have the timing here sloped towards the intake. It actually cracks open towards the intake first before it cracks towards the exhaust. Intake first before it cracks towards the exhaust. It's a slight slope. And let's see how even it is on both sides. You can have the stuff for parts. Okay, thanks, Ryan. I'll put it in my... I was hanging out. What do I do with it? Glad to hear you guys are all doing good. Yeah, I would call this darn even. Darn even. There's that side. And there's the other side. Darn close. So the transfers open evenly. That's what I'm looking for. Matt. No, not all OEM, but mostly. Lots of OEM stuff. Well, the 288 is going to be mostly OEM. OEM crank. Brand new OEM oiler. Aftermarket bearings, but they're Natchies. They're nice. The oiler came with an OEM seal, O-ring, brand new X-ring. This is a highway seal here, but that basically doesn't matter for that. This is an aftermarket muffler, but it's modified anyway. It'll have an OEM set of coils. I don't know if they make aftermarket coils for the 288. Brand new OEM line. It's an aftermarket filter, but it works fine. I think I'm going to end up putting a brand new OEM carburetor on here. It'll be good. What else? A brand new OEM top cover. Brand new OEM air filter. It'll be an aftermarket clutch cover, but I'll put a OEM 394 flag on it. And this is an OEM top end. Yeah, this is the 288 OEM 54 millimeter top end. And this one has with the decomp on it. I have my last one, a brand new OEM decomp. That'll go on there. So I'm not going to port this. It's just too nice of a cylinder. The head is so beautiful that I'm not going to really mess with it. I know a lot of guys would. It just bothers me. Yeah, I'm not going to put the big, at least initially, I'm not going to put the big spring on the front. So effectively it'll be a 288 light. Not going to run it with a big bar anyway. No, this is going to be a stout saw. But it's also very expensive. I'm probably close to $1,000 in parts into this thing. So it kind of got out of hand. It'd be really nice if it was a high top, but whatever. Did you get that video I sent you on the 281? No, I did not. Yes, I did. Yeah, that was the guy doing the popping one off a stump. That one, Larry? Was that a 281 with what? He had like a 28 and 32 inch bar on that thing. Seemed to run pretty good. Yeah, Ed, yes, I'm planning on selling it. I think James is probably going to take it. We'll work something out. Unless somebody offers more money. It's gonna be a pretty nice piece when it's done. Piece when it's done. I have no use for it. I'm building stuff to hang out with you guys at this point. I'm building stuff to hang out with you guys at this point. Pretty much. The rest of the time, I've got tons of other junk to do. Take care, Andy. Have a great night. We'll talk to you soon. I'm just so busy doing all kinds of randomness that I don't, I don't have time to dedicate to saws. I'm just going to do all this really, really slow. What I might do with that other 372 is, again, just to hang out with you guys, is put a fresh set of cases together, and then just slap the rest of it on there. Yeah, Larry's the top of the morning guy. That one. Top of the morning to you. That guy. Night, Andy. Mark's waving good night. So weird having an audience. All right, well, I'm actually happy with this right now. I really don't need to do anything to this top end other than probably put it down, maybe clearance it a little bit if it's rocking or whatever, but there's really not a whole lot of... You can bring some 202 acorns in the Oilers. Ryan, those are a piece of cake to pop apart. If you can do all the stuff you can do, buddy, you can pop apart a 200D. Right, Ryan, if you can rebuild a 372, you can certainly do a 200T. Well, Larry, maybe he needs a set of crank tools. What do you think? Mark, did you eat? Okay. Thanks. So yeah, so anyway, I really wasn't planning on doing a whole lot else. I just wanted to come and say hi to everybody real quick. Yeah, that's basically all that I have for you guys this evening. Jerry Underwood. Are you the guy that sells the assembly tools? Yes, that's me. Oddly enough. Oddly enough. I have a... I'll give you my email here, but I have a form letter that I can send around. So get rid of the ampersands. And Matty 05, it's Matty 05, not 05. So the O is for Olson. Matty 05 at AOL.com. Yeah, it's been suggested that I send Jack a set of crank tools. Just crank tools. Just as a demo type thing. Jerry, do you have any questions about the tools? Jerry, do you have any questions about the tools? You have all of our 200Ds apart. Don't feel like spending money right now. Constantly, Ryan. Constant. Just keep spending. Yeah, Jerry, this is a good spot. We're live. You can ask questions in real times. So if you have questions about the tools, Send it to me, iDrive46. At what? Gmail, Hotmail. Hotmail. Give me half a second. I'll send you a test email so we connect, okay? iDrive46 at Hotmail. Just sent you a test email. If you get it, then I will reply back and we'll connect. Go ahead and play some hockey. Take care, Ryan. Have a great night. Be safe, buddy. So yeah, so some of the people that are on, I've met in person. Q comes on every once in a while. And other people are, I think Larry's out in Pennsylvania. Ryan is down by the shore. I met in person with him and his dad. And a lot of the guys too, I've sold crank tools to. So they come on just to check and see what I'm doing, which isn't much tonight because I'm
Waiting on parts.
waiting on parts. Well, the thing with these builds is that, one stupid little thing can hold up the whole build. I mean, I guess I could put the flywheel on. Is there any point? I don't know. Put the flywheel on, maybe the ignition. Is there a point? Not necessarily. But once you have the machining done, then you can, chainsaws are like there's stuff here, there's stuff here, and there's stuff here, and generally you can break it down like that into like, okay, do that stuff, and then you can do that stuff, and most of the time you can do them without worrying about one interfering with the other. But some of this stuff, so you have like intake, head, and exhaust. Some of this stuff has to be done in a particular order, otherwise you end up having to take the whole thing apart again. Like the 372s, for instance, there's a plate that you have to put here before you put the head on. If that plate's not down, you're going to be taking the head back off just to get it on there. Just one example. Or on the bigger saws, like a 394, you cannot get the exhaust on after the fact without taking off the stupid dog. So you have to put the exhaust on the head first and then seat the head down. It's all kind of silly. Hey Sarge, good evening. I am getting your emails, man. I just haven't had time to reply. Sorry. Tim said I would like to meet you one day. I'm up here in Farmington. I wish I had time to meet everybody. So some guys that get like this one guy, John Clark here, he emails me fairly regular about what he's doing with his saws. Other people I just hear from sporadically. Just depends on people. Some people have questions, so they'll email. Some people not. Some people just want to buy tools or not. Right? But I think I'm probably close to 250 tool sets sold.
Wow.
And you can see up here all the rods. Oh. All these boxes are sleeves, more rods. So I've got boxes of this stuff. Come south and get warm. I'm warm here, Tim. I'm good. Thanks. John says, I've been busy. 660 cut the first trees down tomorrow. Nice. Rev that thing up. Cut some wood. Check to outline parts before starting to build. There's always one part that takes forever to get. Larry, I know. For me, it just takes months to do this stuff. You guys know that. And I never have. I rarely have everything. How much? I'm a rookie. It's a hobby. Jerry, it depends on what saws you intend on building, and the form letter kind of goes over that. Figure out a list of saws that you might be building, and also keep in mind the fact that once you do one, you're not going to stop doing them. 2 dead dogwoods. That's a shame. Wood burns really good. Yeah, Jerry, it kind of depends on your experience level. Like if if you're a super adept saw builder, you might like for instance, Tree Monkey, who builds tons of saws, has it like he has this system down of hot and cold and whatnot for putting crankcases together, and he's really adept at it. But unless you're just that good, it's just far easier to use a set of crank tools, mostly steels. Yeah, so if you do like the smaller to the bigger steels, then you need what I call a main kit, and which covers basically everything from an 026 through a 660. A main kit will do everything. 90% of the steels that you're going to rebuild, the 440s, 046s, anything like that, all done in a main kit. The only thing it won't do are the 661s or the 880s. For odd reasons, and I do have solutions to that. But a main kit is $170 shipped, and again, that goes out in the form letter. And if you want to do an 880, there's a special sleeve that you need. That's another $30. If you're doing a 661, that's another rod that you need, and that's another $30. That's all detailed in the form letter. But if you're doing more than 2 ever, then basically you're gonna feel so much more confident if you have the kit. So it just makes literally like the hardest part of putting a saw together the easiest. And it does it in the most comprehensive. It's pretty much the most comprehensive kit that you can get. And it'll do Huskies too.
Okay. Let me just take care of Chris for you.
I better run, guys. I have a guest here, so I'm gonna run and hang out with my guest for a few minutes, and then I gotta go to bed. Steve. Yeah, we're good. Everything's good here. I just came on to hang out and talk about the 288 a little bit. About how I'm still missing parts. So yeah, Jerry, if you're only doing one saw, it doesn't make a whole lot of sense to buy the kit. It doesn't make financial sense, but literally if you're doing 2 and up of different sizes, especially like if you're doing a 440 and 660, they're actually different enough that you really need the kit, and it makes life so much better. You'll smoke on it. Okay. If that's what you got to do. You can check out my other videos and see how the tools work, and really there's not a whole lot else on the market that'll do it in the same way. It's a very elegant, complete package of a kit, and yeah, you can talk to pretty much anybody about it. You can go on the forum and ask them. Right, and if you have the shop tools, the thing about the shop tools is they work. Good night, I'm doing slot. Okay. The thing about the shop tools is that they work, but just not quite in the same way. And it's just a nice complete package. Anyway, be in touch. I gotta go. I'm gonna go hang out with my buddy here, and we will catch everybody later. Have a great night. Thanks much for hanging out. And if I get some parts in, I will let everybody know. And to the Faust family that is probably watching, everybody there, have a great night in Indiana, and Tim down in Georgia, Larry out in Pennsylvania, and I forget where everybody else is. But have a great night, everybody. Be safe.